Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of Dylan Knows. This is Dylan. Um, how you doing? It's Sunday, May 3rd. My last day of my 3-day vacation. June 1st starts tomorrow, as does meteorological summer. It's also my birthday month. Kids end of school year. And then at the end of the month, they'll be doing their scout camp, and hopefully we'll have another weekend coming up in July. So Memorial Day is this weekend. It's been a pretty weather-wise kind of a crappy weekend. Temperatures have been actually record cold here in Maryland. We had 2 straight days of record cold, 57 and 55, or the coldest it's ever been on this weekend. So we broke some records there. Today is actually a bit more pleasant, about 73, a bit more sunny. And it's going to start getting a little warmer, but it's going to be some rain coming up this week. This week is my mother-in-law's birthday, my father's birthday, and a D-Day coming up as well. We also get Batman Fortnite number 4 with a new cosmetic and all kinds of interesting stuff going on. So, and it's also like the last week of the Fortnite's primal season, and 1 week before Loki starts. So a lot of stuff's coming through here real quick. A lot of stuff going on this week. A lot of rare sightings of animals. A lot of extinction and non-extinction talk. A lot of animal stuff, a lot of deaths this weekend, a lot of Marvel, DC information. Okay, I know what that is now. I was like, what the hell did I write there? Usual stuff. Sorry, just writing this down better so I can understand it. So nothing really. Saying Pokemon Go starts their new season as well tomorrow. All kinds of fun stuff going on. So sorry, I feel of it. Just it's been another quick weekend. My daughter's been away for 2 nights. She spent the night at one friend's house one night, and then at her other friend's house another night. My son spent the night at one of his friend's house one night. Watched a D&D game, which was kind of interesting, I guess, but it's also kind of boring as well, to be honest. And just haven't gotten my grill, which I really, really wanted to do, but I don't know. I'm not feeling a lot of stuff right now. I don't know why. I'm not feeling the show too much. I'm not feeling a lot of things. I don't know why. So that's why I'm a bit more low key than I am. I guess I'm just waiting for the bad connection stuff to pop up, because it always does, and it just seems like it's useless doing this show. But we're not going to go into that right now. I'm just running on fumes right now. I don't know how I feel. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet, so I don't know. In his garden after a fight with parents. So he gets into fights with parents. Some things are said back and forth, and he decides to say, screw you guys, I'm going to make my own home. So he digs in their garden and makes an underground home, which is kind of, if you think about it, is actually, I guess they have a big enough garden and enough ground depth to do that, but at the same time, to be able to create your own underground home in the garden of your family's house is kind of an intriguing thing. I wish I could have seen more pictures of what it looks like, but they didn't show any of that. This is to gross everybody out here. Before I came on the show, I was doing one last bit of looking at news, and this popped up on my screen. Hot dog Rice Krispie treats. It's a combination of little mini hot dogs mixed in with Rice Krispie treats, and then the picture had relish, ketchup, and mustard on it. It just sounds like absolutely a disgusting concoction of food. But hey, if you're interested in trying different stuff, knock yourself out, man. I might say anything. Fortnite, as I said, is ramping up this is probably the final week of Fortnite, their primal season, the new season 8 or season 7, whatever, should be rolling out here. I think they said the 8th or 9th of, but what they've been trying to do is they always try to give clues about what's coming. No one really knew about this primal thing at all till it actually happened. So no one had any inkling that this was coming. They knew something was going to happen with the 0 point exploding. They pace. And then this Primal season, actually, I've enjoyed it immensely. I'm around level 209, which is impressive for myself, I would think so. And I had a victory out this morning, so I've been doing pretty good there. But what I find interesting is that they've really been pushing the possibility that there's going to be aliens coming to to Fortnite Island, and that they're going to be the new season, because started off with a leak about UFOs are going to start appearing in the skies, and then they're going to abduct players, give them back their full health and full shield, and then drop them somewhere else on the island, which I think is a brilliant idea. It's going to piss me off, but I think it's a brilliant idea. It's going to piss a lot of people off, but I think it's a brilliant idea. They also had a black helicopter crash that you had to visit. There have been some mysterious containers of green goo that my son and I have been discovering recently, have been laid around the island. There was a CB radio thing where you had to go to 5 CB radios, and there's strange messages coming through them between a woman and a man. We had to fix telescopes to keep an eye on the skies, and now crop circles have started to appear in the game. So it's starting to appear more and more like aliens are coming to the game. Don't know if that's going to be the theme or if it's just a red herring, as it were. They are also saying that the UFOs might be making it into the season before the new season starts, so that'd be sometime this week. So to be continued. So if you haven't played Fortnite, never played Fortnite before, it's about to get really interesting. I would recommend, you probably won't be able to get much done on the battle pass if you join today, but if you wait till maybe next week when the new season starts, it might be a good place to start up and stuff like that. Plus, Batman Fortnite number 4 comes out in comic stores tomorrow with a free Deathstroke glider, which means that later that night, Deathstroke's skin that you could have won in a competition will also be in the item shop. So we can have another DC character added to the skins repertoire. So Fortnite's kicking ass right now. I'm still enjoying playing it immensely, and so continue on doing that. We finally, after months and years of screaming about it, Marvel has finally released the first footage of the Eternals. The Eternals teaser trailer popped up this week as well. It definitely looks very much more artistic, considering we have an Academy Award-winning director behind it, and it's different characters that we've never seen before, and really powerful characters. And of course, the first thing everybody's talking about was like, well, where were they when they were when the Avengers were going on Electro with Thanos? Shouldn't they've come down to help? Well, first of all, you really need to get a life, because these movies are done separately, and don't expect everything to be set in place. And the Eternals could probably easily very well have fixed everything without any stuff to do with the Avengers. So what's the point of having them help out? It just really seems stupid. But a recent theory went through that I actually like a lot. Neil Gaiman actually wrote a 12-issue Eternals miniseries where he had the Eternals have their minds wiped so that they thought they were regular human beings. So that's one of the theories, is that is actually where they're going to be leaning against, because a lot of the characters that are in this series appear to be looking like the Neil Gaiman ones from that miniseries. So that's a possibility as well. Plus the fact is maybe they were wiped out of existence also. You ever think about that? Of course not, because you're freaking morons. But it looks okay. It looks intriguing. So we'll see what happens. Okoye, Denai Guerrero's character from Black Panther and a bunch of other stuff, has reportedly is going to be getting her own prequel spin-off. I thought she'd be part of the World of Wakanda show, but maybe she is only going to get her own show. So that's a interesting thing to do there. Tom Hiddleston taught a Loki class to writers of the new show to make sure that they get the voice of Loki down correctly. His new series starts on the 9th of June, so we got about 10 days to go before that starts. Spider-Man No Way Home, will be kicking off the Sony MCU crossover universe. There supposedly is going to be the beginning of a crossover universe. It'll set that all up. in place. So interesting as well. Some deaths real quick. Gavin MacLeod, Captain Stubing, and from the Mary Tyler Moore Show died this week at the age of 90. Joe Lara died. He was an actor who played Tarzan in a TV series, died in a plane crash with his wife, Gwen. He died at the age of 58. Eric Carle, the writer of The Very Hungry Caterpillar and lots of other children's books, died at the age of 91 this week. School of Rock actor Kevin Clark died at the age of 32. Died in a riding accident. Samuel E. Wright, voice of Sebastian the Crab from The Little Mermaid, died this week as well at the age of 74. Mark York, the actor, an actor from the American version of The Office, at the age of 55. Shrieking Skittles. Okay. I think that's all the ones I'm missing. Any? No, I don't see any more. There's somebody else who died in a biking accident, but I don't see it. So if I come across it, I will let you know. All right. Miles Teller was on vacation with Aaron Rodgers in Hawaii, and he talks about he got jumped and his face punched in. So that's interesting in Hawaii. So that's an interesting story. Giant shark video spawns megalodon fears as it circles a cruise ship. Someone on a cruise ship took a video of a giant shark in the clear water. It's bigger than normal sharks, so they were screaming, thinking that was a megalodon, and they thought it was going to destroy their ship. It didn't, and no one really knows if it was in fact maybe megalodon or if it was just a giant great white or whatever. It's hard to say with the picture. It's hard to tell from the perspective and how big it is, and measure if it's a abnormally sized great white shark or if it is possibly a megalodon. I think megalodons are bigger than the shark we see in the picture, but that's besides the point, and we don't know because megalodons have not been found yet. New trailers came out for The Rock's Jungle Cruise movie and M. Night Shyamalan's next film, Old. Didn't really watch them, but if you're interested, not really interested, some movies are kicking off. Quiet Place 2 did really well this week, did $48 million, I think, in movie theaters, despite the fact that not all movie theaters are opened. Cruella, which is getting a lot of hate because the reason why Cruella is evil towards the Dalmatians is because Dalmatians killed her mom. It sounds like a really ridiculous story arc, a story idea, but that's what it was. It made $18 million in movie theaters, so that's intriguing. A record for the deepest hole ever drilled has been broken. The newest hole was broken this week. It was 26,443 feet below sea level. That seems just be getting close to digging to the Earth's core there. A woman was reported to HR after an intern saw her grabbing her husband's butt in the parking garage. I don't know if the husband and her who worked together, but the fact of the matter is, to be reported to HR for sexual harassment when you grabbed your husband's ass, that intern really must not have known who these people were and overreacted. So that just seems like kind of petty and stupid, to be honest. Pokemon sends gifts to the boy who sold his card collection to save his puppy. I talked about that show last week, or that storyline last week. Pokemon has gave him a bunch of really good stuff because of the story. It made him sad and wanted them to do that. Supermom Duckling was spied in a Minnesota lake with 56 ducklings, keeping track of all of them. That's crazy. The NASA's Mars helicopter had an error that caused it to tilt wildly in the air, though luckily it did land safely back onto the surface, so hopefully that won't be any long-lasting problems. Shazam! Fury of the Gods started filming this week. Teen Titans Go will be doing an episode. Doing an episode where they watch Space Jam and make fun of it MST3K style. Here we go. Mark Eden. There's another death. I knew there was one missing. I don't know who he is. I can't read my handwriting. NBA great for the Jazz. Utah Jazz died at the age of 64 in a bike accident. Rare white stag seen in England. Rare pie boil bound squirrel spotted in Denver. Eastern puma has been declared extinct. Adam Vinatieri, kicker from a bunch of different teams, the Colts and the Patriots, a few others, and the oldest at the time, I think, is the oldest player still playing NFL, has decided to retire. He started playing September 1st, 1996, which was the same day that the Baltimore Ravens played their first ever game as a team ever. So that's how long they've been around, how long Adam Vinatieri's been around, but he has retired. He will be definitely going to the Hall of Fame probably in 5 years. Kickers very rarely get into the Hall of Fame, but I would guarantee you he probably will. Ghastly lollipops, the popular ghost Pokemon has his own lollipop, so that's a thing. It's kind of neat. Amazon, last week I told you that Amazon was considering buying MGM. They did. They bought it for $8.45 billion. So they now own MGM. So they have the rights to all of MGM's movies. So they can either stream them and any other MGM movies that I guess are released eventually. MGM has a stake in the James Bond films, and they say that they will still release James Bond films in movie theaters and not just on Amazon Prime. A foul odor leads to the discovery of a missing 39-year-old man's body inside a dinosaur statue, one of those giant dinosaur statues you see out in the West. A strange smell alerted police, and they discovered the body of a 39-year-old. Don't know how they died, but the body was in there, and it was coming out of the dinosaur. Scientists use incredibly insulated materials to touch lava, something I don't think anyone ever thought they would do, but I don't really think you would have really gotten the sensation of touching lava because you are insulated so much so that it can't melt you to death. Giant tortoise found in the Galapagos is a species that was considered extinct a century ago. So it's always good to see when, despite the fact that I said the eastern puma has been declared extinct, which is sad, there are those animals that have been declared extinct have started to reappearing in the wild. So there's a good possibility that the eastern puma will be coming back shortly as well. Town shuts down its power grid to save a kitten that was stuck on the wires. That's always nice when a town comes together to try to help a poor kitten that's trapped on some electrical wires. An almost complete extinct dwarf emu egg was found on King Island. So they have an almost complete egg of an emu that's been extinct for a while, which is always a fascinating thing as well. Terry Silver has returned to Cobra Kai Season 4. He was the main villain in Karate Kid 3. He is now going to be returning to Cobra Kai in Season 4. The first teaser for Season 4 popped up this week as well. The Pokemon Legends Arceus World game, where it's a game that's an open world game that was announced last year, is finally getting a release date. It'll be released in January of 2022, which means it will not be available for Christmas, because they want to make it be perfect, but that leads me to believe that the games will be coming out in time for Christmas. No info on that yet, but this is the only one that's been announced that does that. Pokemon Go Fest has been announced again. They're doing another one live from home. You buy the ticket, and they will have a weekend-long event. It's going to be a music themed one with some new Pokemon and new shinies and just the usual fun stuff that the last year's Pokemon Go Fest, which was a lot of fun, will be rolling through again. So that'll be good seeing that too. A video shows a monkey actually giving one of his sick friends mouth to mouth. Shows that monkeys know how to give CPR as well, which is interesting. Without anybody really, teaching them, it just so happened that that's what happened, and it was videotaped, so it's not fake or anything like that. So it was crazy. Giant river otter, which was thought to be a white bear, has been spotted in Canada. Man consoles a cow after the cow lost her calf, because the cow was upset, and the man was trying his best to cheer the cow up, which is a really nice way to feel things. A brown panda, the only one in existence, is thriving in a place called Panda Valley. So no one's ever seen a brown panda this one, so that's pretty cool. Garbage Pail Kids animated series becoming to HBO Max from actor-comedian Danny McBride. A trio of common, melanistic, and white fallow deer were captured together in one picture. It was a neat, different variations of a deer all together in one picture, which I thought was really cool. J.J. Abrams and the Captain Obvious department this week. J.J. Abrams says that maybe he should have had a plan for the Star Wars trilogy. Now, there are moments in the Star Wars trilogy, but the fact that there was no real linear storyline and there wasn't any, they did one thing and then they did something else, and they did something else, and it just completely lost a focus. That was one of the reasons why the original trilogy is so good, is because it had a common theme. The prequel trailers were, for the most part, even though crappy films, they had a linear storyline to tell as well. This one didn't, and it suffered from that. And now J.J. Abrams is like, well, maybe I should have done that. It's like, yeah, maybe you should have, you dumbass. Marvel Studios signs a deal with WandaVision head writer Jack Schaefer. Now, it's not Jack as in male, it's Jack as in Jacqueline Schaefer. So they have, Donald has been cast in Secret Invasion TV show in a role we don't know what it is yet, but it's interesting to see that. Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played Quicksilver in the Avengers 2 Age of Ultron and was unceremoniously killed in that one, and also played Kick-Ass in that comic book adaptation as well, is going to be a character. This time for Sony, he will be headlining a Kraven the Hunter film, so he will be playing Kraven the Hunter. Could be an interesting casting. He's kind of got the build, I guess, for it. I don't know exactly what I was looking for, but maybe he'll be okay. Hopefully. Blumhouse will be doing a Firestarter reboot, and it has started filming now. So interesting to have a film about a woman who can set fires. It is a horror film, but actually at the same time, you could also think of it as maybe as a X-Men film as well. Brad Pitt has won joint custody of his kids after a 5-year battle with ex-wife Angelina Jolie. 3 students snag Artemis moon launch invites through essay contest. They'll be able to watch the Artemis moon launches when it happens. Chris Pratt's big July 4th Amazon movie, The Tomorrow War, which Amazon is putting a lot of stake into, released his first trailer. Kind of underwhelming, to be honest. The basic premise is in the middle of a football game, people from the future arrive and say, we are from the future, we are being attacked, we need every soldier we can to come and fight these creatures. So everybody gets conscripted into doing it, and they go to the future and they fight aliens. So it looks like a big old-fashioned July 4th sort of action film thing. You take a look at it, but honestly, it hasn't grabbed me as much as Independence Day when it was doing its teasers and stuff like that. That really grabbed me immensely. This one has not. Is China's Three Gorge Dam slowing the rotation of the Earth? There have been some research done on it. They're not exactly sure if that's the case or how, if it is the case, how it's happening. But the fact that such a thing is possible is, I don't know, is that a good or a bad thing? I couldn't tell you, but I just thought it'd be kind of an interesting thing to talk about. Dunkin' will be releasing their new berry powdered donuts in time for the summer, as well as made refreshers. Netflix has cast more characters in the Sandman TV show. I didn't feel like writing them down, so I put them in my save thing. Where's my saving? Saved. There we go. The new cast includes Kirby Howell-Baptiste as Death, who is a black female, so that's driving all the white racists crazy because Death isn't supposed to be black, she's white. Well, no, it doesn't matter because Death is Death. Mason Alexander Parks is Desire. Donna Preston is Despair. Razine Jamal is Lyta Hall. Jolie Richardson is Ethel Cripps. Nima Walsh is young Ethel Cripps. Dave Thewlis is John Dee. He's the guy who played the werewolf in Harry Potter. Kaio Ra is Rose Walker. Patton Oswalt will be voicing Matthew the Raven. Stephen Fry is Gilbert, who is a great casting, by the way. Jenna Coleman, is Johanna Constantine. And Sandra James Young is Unity Kincaid. Joins all the other people who've been announced, which I don't remember who they are, but it's a intriguing cast. Definitely worth a look to see how they're going to do this. Huzzah! Rare white lion quadruplets were born healthy. So as I said, lots of rare animals and a lot of them rare white animals making appearances here and there. They have been born and they are very healthy. The world's largest iceberg has broken off of Antarctica. So that's wonderful. Key lime is one of the flavors of summer. Key lime filled cupcakes from Hostess and key lime pie flavored M&Ms will be rolling your way this summer. Gwar, the crazy heavy metal rock band, has its own Virginia whiskey coming out this week. Thin Mints ice cream cones have teamed up. It's where you get you can buy ice cream cones at the grocery store and put your own ice cream and have your own ice cream cones. Well, now you can get Thin Mints ice cream cones to put your ice cream into if you like. Bear is photographed getting comfy on a discarded sofa in a junkyard, so that's kind of cool. Rare white moose spotted in Swedish woods. So as I said, lots of rare white animals being spotted this week. New Neapolitan Rice Krispie treats are going to be coming out soon. Neapolitan, for those who don't remember, are chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. So there are vanilla Rice Krispie treats out. There are chocolate Rice Krispie treats out. Well, now they're going to have strawberry Rice Krispie treats out, and they're going to have them in a box set that releases all three of them at the same time. Another rare animal, rare black leopard spotted in the Indian wildlife zone, which is good. First ever white cougar spotted in Brazil. See, all these crazy first time ever animals just seemed to drop this week. It was crazy. Captain Crunch chocolate churro snacks and chocolate caramel crunch cereals will be coming out very soon. Shrieking Skittles will be your Halloween treat this year. Instead of the disgusting zombie flavor that they've been doing over the last few years, they instead are going to do an extraordinarily sour group of Skittles for your Halloween enjoyment this year. A archaeologist in Maryland, my state, has discovered a rare English coin that was made 400 years ago, which makes that about the 1600s. So that's kind of cool. Naomi, the comic written by Brian Michael Bendis that went to pilot for CW, has been picked up for series by CW. So you'll be seeing a Naomi series probably next season, probably in the fall. Pokemon Go, what's new in Pokemon Go? Sylveon, the last of the Eevee evolutions that have been done so far, has been released into the game now. So you can now have a complete Eevee set if you like. The CW will be retooling their live-action Powerpuff Girls series. They're not recasting. They like the cast they have. They just did not like the stories and the writing that they had for it. So they have thrown everything away and have gone back to the drawing board, but they will be using the same cast, and it should still be out in time for next fall. Lindsay Lohan, someone you haven't thought you'd ever hear her name again, has been cast in a Netflix film that sounds awfully like Overboard. She's like some rich heiress who's on her way to be marrying some rich dude, but then something happens and she falls in love with a poor dude, that type of thing. But it should be, if she keeps her nose clean, it should do probably very well. It's the type of film that lots of people will enjoy. It sounds like a Hallmark film, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see that do very well and maybe give her a little bit of a rebirth in her acting, so we'll see. Timothy Chalamet will be playing a young Willy Wonka in a prequel movie, which honestly we probably really don't need, but whatever. You have Timothy Chalamet who's going to be casting it, so you may as well do it as well. Tropicana, known for their orange juice and lemonades, has released just in time for this summer a pina colada juice. Now, it's non-alcoholic, but it is kind of I would assume, be a pineapple-y, coconut-y flavored juice that you could drink straight. Or if you want to make your own pina coladas, you add some rum to make your own fresh pina colada. But they do have that out in time for summer. Chris Hemsworth crashed an Australian weather report and was very adorable, as you expect. And finally, Phil Mickelson has become the oldest golfer ever to win a major, I should say. So there you go. That is the end of this episode. Another quick one because, as I said, not really feeling stuff this weekend. Maybe next week will be better. I don't know. I'm having a real rough time continuing doing the show. Maybe I'll end up deciding to pull the plug on the show. I don't really want to, but I kind of want to, so we'll see where it goes. But for now, we'll keep an eye. Hopefully, I'll do one next week. We'll be entering June now, so maybe that'll be a different thing. We're 6 months into this year. June now, so maybe that'll be a different thing. We're 6 months into this year, and we'll see what happens. But all right, I'm done. I had connection stable issues. That's probably the main issue why I'm upset doing this. So hopefully, this all works out good, and we'll see you all. Have a good enjoyable rest of your Memorial Day, and have fun, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you in June. Bye.